Hello everybody, welcome to Dr. Scott's Maths Made Simple, graphs number 3. Tonight I'm just going to do some basic lines on graphs, just quickly, easily, simply, just so you get the idea of what happens on a graph sometimes. So this is a graph, you've got the x-axis, the y-axis. These are the positive numbers on the x-axis, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to infinity, that's the positive y-axis. That's the negative y-axis, and that's the negative x-axis. What if I said to you, let's graph y equals x? You'll say, what are you talking about? Okay, well, if x equals 1, what does y equal? Y equals 1. If x equals 2, y equals 2. If x equals negative 2, y equals negative 2, etc., etc. So 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4. Do you notice it's a straight line? Negative 1, negative 1, negative 2, negative 2. So if we drew this, it's going to get a bit messy, but I'm just showing you that that is basically the line through there. It's a straight line. This is y equals x, because everywhere on the line, whatever x equals, y equals. And you might say to me, Dr. Scott, you told us before, you said a straight line fits into y equals mx plus c. But all you've done is y equals x. That's different to that, Dr. Scott. It doesn't make sense. Hang on a minute. What about if m was 1? Y equals 1x. Same thing, isn't it? So m equals 1. And what about if c was 0? Plus 0. So c equals 0. So actually it does fit into the general formula for a straight line, y equals mx plus c, where m is 1 and c is 0. M is the slope of positive 1, a long one, up 1, long one, up 1. That's how you get the slope of 1. And c is the y-intercept. This is where it cuts the y-axis, and you can see it does cut at 0, y equals 0. So actually, it fits perfectly. So even though I've written it like that, it still makes sense. And again, what about y equals negative x? Have you got any idea where that might go? So you start substituting in y and x. If x equals 1, y equals negative 1. If x equals 2, y equals negative 2. But what about if x equals negative 1? Well, negative 1 is positive 1. So stay with me. So if x equals negative 1, negative 1 is 1. What we actually end up with is a line here. So it goes down like this. It's at 90 degrees to this one. This is a line y equals negative x. If you play with some numbers on the line, you'll see that it actually works. X equals 1, or y equals negative 1, etc., etc. So that is y equals negative x. And you can see from your equation of a straight line again, m equals negative 1. That's the slope because it's falling to the right. So the slope is negative 1 plus c. Again, c is 0. It's crossing the origin, or where y equals 0 in this case. So again, that's y equals x, positive slope, y equals negative x, going down like that. So, what if I said to you, we'll leave y equals x there, just for now, that line, that's y equals x, but what if I said y equals 2x? How would that change things? Well, when x equals 1, y would equal 2, because y equals 2x. when x equals 2, y would equal 4. So what you're going to get is a much steeper slope line. Again, going through the origin, going through where y equals 0, all the way down like that. This line is y equals 2x. So you just get a steeper slope. Y equals 3x will be up here. Y equals 4x will be up there. It just gets steeper and steeper. Now I'm just going to show you some pretty shapes because I like them. They're pretty, like flowers. That's a -1 there, of course. And as I said, I'd be quick tonight. I'm not going to do too much. I'm not going to bamboozle you with too much information. What about, now I'm going to do what's a curved line. So it no longer fits into y equals mx plus c. Okay? What about y equals x squared? How would you draw that? Well, when x equals 1, y equals 1. When x equals 2, y equals 4. When x equals 3, y equals 9. It's up here somewhere. What about when x equals -1? -1 times -1 is +1. So it'll be there. -2 times -2 is +4. So y equals there. So what actually you're going to see is a nice, beautiful shape like this that goes like that. That's y equals x squared. Now, I want you to think about something. What if I said y equals x cubed? Would it be a steeper line? Yes, it would. But something changes. It would actually do this. Can any of you think why? Why does it go down there rather than up here? The reason is if you cube a negative number, you'll end up with a negative number. So -2 times -2 times -2 equals -8. Because -2 times -2 is +4. +4 times -2 is -8. So in fact it does get steeper here. Y equals x cubed. But it flips down here on the other side because you're cubing negative numbers and it ends up negative. But what about y? This is the last one I'll do. Y equals x to the 4th. Well, again, it would be even steeper. It would be up here somewhere, but again, it would flip up here. Because when you multiply 4 negative numbers together, you'll end up with a positive number again. So this line here is y equals x to the 4th. This is y equals x cubed. And as you know, this one here is y equals x squared. So y equals x cubed, this funny one, as I said before, it'll go down on the other side. It'll go down here and across there like that. And y equals x to the 5th would be up here. Be right up here and ducking down again. So again, doing the same thing. 5 negative numbers multiplied by each other will end up with a negative number. So that's all I've got to say today. I hope you found it interesting. I find some of these patterns quite beautiful. There are all sorts of things you can put on graphs. It's most interesting and not very difficult if you think about it a bit. Okay, that's all. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you like. Thank you. Bye.